Right, this is Al Aladdin. Welcome to episode 2, The Road to Berlin. So excited for you all joining today. Definitely appreciate all the love and support that I received from the first episode, and as I continue to prepare for the Berlin Marathon. We are 58 days away from the Berlin Marathon. This is my third world major. If you have not subscribed, we got a lot to discuss today. We got an 18-miler that we're going to talk about that we did on Friday. We're going to talk about some new swag that I received from On, family game night, and then also just talk briefly about some workouts that I did in between episodes 1 and 2. So let's talk about some On swag that I received. I got 2 On shoes. As a lot of you know, I'm an On ambassador. I got the black Surfer Max, and I also got salmon pink Cloudsurfer Max. I just want to say this. I am a big fan of the Eclipse. By far my favorite shoe. But when I'm going to tell you, this shoe right here has now superseded the Eclipse. This is the shoe that you want, okay? This is now my go-to shoe for easy runs, long runs. I might even try it on the tempo. That's how good the shoe is. This shoe is good. So if you have not, definitely get it. I just want to say On did their thing with this Cloudsurfer Max. These are very interesting. As a lot of you know, I'm coached by John Mott, who is a 3-time Olympic qualifier. And what I will say is, I know that when my coach draws out the coaching plan, one, I'm going to follow it. But more importantly, I know that every week leading to the marathon, I'm either going to have a long run of 18, 20, 22 miles, or I'm going to have a marathon pace workout that kind of replicates what I'm going to see on race day. So I know mentally, everything that I'm doing is preparing me for race day. I think the tension is I don't always feel ready going into the long runs, right? So I knew the first question that I had to ask myself was, am I doing this long run outside or inside? I ain't gonna hold you. It was 80 degrees this morning. I don't tend to do well in 80 plus. We also had extreme weather. So for me, it made more sense to use the KICKR RUN. I am ambassador for KICKR RUN. Super, super cool treadmill. Able to simulate the Berlin Marathon, which I'll talk about more in a second. But I knew for me, indoors made more sense. I also know that I tend to underfuel during some of my longer runs. So I knew that I needed to create a strategy. So for me, taking a gel every 5 miles, and then also drinking something every 30 minutes. Even if I didn't feel like drinking it, I knew I needed a drink. The KICKR RUN, when I tell you it replicates the roads, like I don't feel a big difference from running on the treadmill versus running outside. Like the texture is very similar to running outside. I also knew that on the KICKR RUN, I'm able to simulate the Berlin Marathon, which I'm going to show you. You open up the app. As you see here, I have all the world majors. I click the Berlin Marathon, and the treadmill literally adjusts to the replication of the Berlin Marathon. So as it goes up, the treadmill goes up. As it goes down, it goes down. So the treadmill does it for me. It really replicates the actual course. So that, for me, mentally put me in a really good spot because I'm building the enduring habit that I'm going to go on a race day knowing how the roads feel. That for me is a mental edge that I'm going into. I will say this is probably the best I fueled throughout a long run. This is the best I felt in a long run. And I even texted my coach. I said, Coach, I feel like I can even run 8 more miles after this, right? That typically does not happen after a long run. So that lets me know that my fitness is now on a better level because I'm not overly tired and I know I can even run tomorrow. So for me, I feel like I'm heading in the right direction. Again, the long run felt really good. I felt comfortable. The cloud service felt good. At no point did I really feel super tired. On block, we tend to maybe hyper to focus on the actual block or obsess about the goal, obsess about the process, that, you know, we forget that we are still partners, still friends, still husbands, still fathers, still principals, or in our occupation fields. And for me, this is what it's kind of kept me grounded a little more in this build, is just understanding that, like, you know, I have a baby girl who just turned 5 months, and literally, like, I was on the floor with her and she's rolling back and forth, like, and then I looked at her and I was like, is she really rolling right now? And like, I did send this to my wife. I was like, yo, she's rolling on the floor. And I think, like, a lot of times, like if we don't slow down, we're gonna miss a lot of moments, right? And I think my advice for people that always ask, like, how do I balance everything? I think for me, it's one, you know, my wife is a big schedule. So I know if something's coming up, it's going to be on the schedule. But more importantly, I think you have to be really intentional with how you do create that time. So the rolling was super intentional. Family game nights I feel like we need to get back to that. There was a moment where, you know, my wife and my kids, they're literally tagging up on me. Here's the clip here.
They tag teaming me, y'all.
Sure are.
So we're playing trouble.
Too much smack. You talk too much smack. You gotta go.
Mommy, can I be over here?
So
You may.
I'm being double teamed.
No, that's me, baby.
So
that's mine.
no matter what I do,
piece.
they're tagging up. Did I jump with each other?
Are the moments that I want my kids to have, right? We have the game nights, we have the date nights, we spend time together as a family. So while I am pursuing this Berlin Marathon build, I can't lose sight of who I am, even at the expense of saying no. So I think for me, that's just something that me personally, I'm okay with. Like, I'm okay with setting high bar. I'm okay with chasing high goals, but I also have to understand that I also have an obligation to my family, my friends, my community, being a principal. So both things can be true. I think that's something that I've learned, something I've taken great comfort in, and 58 days away from the Berlin Marathon. I'm excited, but I'm also like, what else can I do? What more can I do? I think that's always the tension that we have as runners. We want to do more, but we can't do everything. So for me, it's being smart with how I train, how I run, how I fuel, and being okay that when September 21st comes, I did everything that I could to be ready.